Hello, friends. This is Professor Googler. On my channel, you mostly watch videos about the beautiful world around us. But today, it's a little different. What is it about? Keep watching to find out. Volkswagen Wolfsburg plant, Germany. Volkswagen is one of the largest automobile manufacturers in the world. Therefore, it is logical that the company owns one of the largest car manufacturing plants. It is located in Wolfsburg, Germany. The plant was built in the 1940s, and an entire city was constructed around it to accommodate the workers. Even now, over half of the city's residents work at the Volkswagen plant. The area of the plant itself covers 6.5 square kilometers. In 2019, the facility produced approximately 700,000 cars, which means an average of 3,500 cars per day. All of this is made possible by the workforce, which currently consists of 63,000 people. Since 1945, over 45 million cars have been produced here. The plant manufactures all the well-known Volkswagen models. The facility has over 75 kilometers of roads and nearly 60 kilometers of railway tracks at its disposal. It is situated on the banks of a 321-kilometer canal, which connects it to coastal ports. The transportation infrastructure can accommodate 2,100 freight and railroad cars, which deliver over 21,000 parts to the plant daily, and transport the manufactured cars to their destinations. The plant has played a significant role in establishing the Volkswagen brand in the global automotive industry, reflecting German efficiency and manufacturing expertise. Lama Fabrics, Latvia. Lama Fabrics, located in Latvia, is a massive textile manufacturing enterprise. The factory produces over 30 kilometers of fabric annually. While this may not be as much as some other factories, the high-quality materials produced here require delicacy. The company mainly focuses on manufacturing underwear, which requires elastic knit fabrics, lace, and embroidery. Additionally, the factory produces high-quality medical textiles and custom fabrics for clothing manufacturers. The materials made at the factory are distributed to over 200 different companies in 20 countries. The facility employs over 460 workers who are responsible for operating the equipment. The factory utilizes 27 hectares for fabric production and storage. Lama is so important to the global lingerie industry that if it were to close, many well-known brands you see in the market would also disappear. Furthermore, the factory generates significant profits and is one of the largest taxpayers in the country. Foxconn, Longhua Science and Technology Plant, Shenzhen, China. Smartphones and computers have become essential in the modern world, experiencing tremendous demand. Approximately 375 million gadgets are sold annually. To meet such demands, manufacturing companies have built factories capable of producing thousands of smartphones per day. One of the largest plants is the Foxconn Science and Technology Plant located in the Longhua district of Shenzhen, China. This is where the majority of Apple iPhones are manufactured. The size of the plant is simply incredible. It is often referred to as a whole city, known as Foxconn City. The facility covers an area of 3 square kilometers. The plant consists of 15 production workshops, enormous residential complexes with swimming pools, fire departments, entertainment and shopping centers, banks, restaurants, and even its own television network. Although all of this may seem excessive, the company believes it is necessary for efficient operation. Hundreds of thousands of people work at the plant, with the majority living on-site or in nearby suburbs. Since employees work 12-hour shifts for 6 days a week, the company is obligated to provide them with everything they may need. The factory has been the subject of controversy due to labor conditions. It's interesting to consider if other companies will attempt to replicate such a working model. Hyundai Olsen Factory, South Korea. If you drive a Hyundai vehicle, chances are it was manufactured by the company located in Olsen, South Korea. This is where one of the largest automobile factories in the world is situated. The facility spans 14.9 square kilometers and consists of 5 separate plants responsible for producing 14 different models. In addition to automobiles, engines, transmissions, and fuel elements are also manufactured here. The production requires 34,000 workers operating in 2 shifts. The dormitories within the factory premises accommodate around 1,000 workers at any given time. A new car is produced every 10 seconds, totaling 1.53 million vehicles per year. Furthermore, the factory doesn't even operate at full capacity, as it is only open for 5 days a week and completely shuts down for an entire week every summer. Hyundai invests significant resources in the well-being of its employees. They have established 24 restaurants within the factory premises and provided housing for a quarter of the workforce. Medical centers, water facilities, and green spaces are also equipped. The factory even has its own small port, capable of accommodating 3 ships, each carrying 4,000 cars. Unloading a ship takes 10 hours, while loading is a week-long operation. Austal USA, Alabama, USA. Austal USA is an American subsidiary of an Australian company, one of the country's largest shipbuilders. The shipbuilding plant is located on Blakely Island, Alabama, and is responsible for constructing important vessels, particularly the latest designs for the U.S. Navy. The plant has a special permit for building such ships. The headquarters occupies a 0.4 square kilometer plot of land. Within this space, there are administrative offices, factory and assembly areas, as well as auxiliary facilities covering 68,000 square meters. Additionally, the plant has available land that can be utilized as needed. In 2021, the company signed a new agreement with the Navy for the construction of 2 Navajo steel ships. To accomplish this endeavor, the company is building a completely new plant. Advanced ships of the Independence class, a class of littoral combat ships built for the U.S. Navy, and many other combat vessels, as well as passenger ferries and various non-standard structures, have been built here. Samsung Factory, Bac Ninh, Vietnam. Samsung is one of the leading electronics manufacturers in the world. It generates significant profits from the sales of smartphones and tablets, and it's no surprise that the company invests in manufacturing facilities worldwide. Half of its production is based in Vietnam, with the largest factory located in Bac Ninh City. The development and construction of the factory are estimated to cost $2.5 billion. The factory covers an area of 110 hectares and currently produces 17 million devices per year, which amounts to approximately 46,000 gadgets per day. The company employs around 65,000 people, and employment is available to individuals with varying levels of education and experience. Despite being one of the most productive factories in the world, it is still not enough to meet the tremendous demand for specific products. Consequently, the factory is expected to expand over the next few years. Samsung already has approval to invest an additional $1 billion, 64 billion rubles, to increase production by 47%. Expansion efforts are underway. Tesla Gigafactory 3, Shanghai, China. As one of the most valuable car manufacturers globally, Tesla is rapidly expanding its production capacity to meet the demand for electric vehicles. Instead of constructing smaller facilities, the company prefers to keep all parts of the production process under one roof. The company has a series of so-called gigafactories that cover major markets worldwide. Tesla leased an 84.9-hectare plot of land in Shanghai for the construction of the Gigafactory 3. After several years of construction, the building occupies approximately half a square kilometer. The facility employs 2,000 workers who carry out full assembly of Tesla Model 3 and Tesla Model Y vehicles. Additional capacity is allocated for the production of motors, transmissions, and seats. Initially, the factory aimed to produce 3,000 cars per week, with a final target of 250,000 cars per year. However, now that this goal has been achieved, expansion work is underway. The current plan is for the factory to produce approximately 500,000 cars per year for the Chinese market, and an additional 200,000 right-hand drive vehicles will be exported to Australia and New Zealand. Jean-Luc Lagardère, Toulouse, France. In the 1990s, Airbus, one of the world's largest aircraft manufacturers, embarked on a project to compete with Boeing 747. The company planned to build a completely new large-capacity long-haul passenger aircraft, which resulted in the creation of the Airbus A380. This aircraft broke all records as the largest commercial aircraft ever built. By 2003, the company had received 100 orders, but lacked the production capacity to efficiently build such a large number of aircraft. Aircraft components were manufactured worldwide. In France, a new complex was built called Jean-Luc Lagardère to ensure that external conditions did not affect the operations inside the complex. The assembly halls were covered with 2,500 tons of cladding, and the main A380 assembly hall had the following dimensions: length 249.9 meters, width 114.9 meters, and height 46 meters. A total of 254 A380 aircraft were built, all of them at this factory. Unfortunately, the project turned out to be a failure for Airbus. The company had to write off billions of dollars because it couldn't sell the required number of aircraft. A380 aircraft are no longer being produced. The Jean-Luc Lagardère factory plans to manufacture newer aircraft models, such as the Fly Greener. Avtovaz, Tolyatti, Russia. Avtovaz is an automotive company that most people around the world have never heard of, despite being one of the largest automobile manufacturers. It should be noted that the company produces cars exclusively for the Russian market. The factory was established in 1966 by the Soviet government as a state organization. It was a joint project with Fiat, which initially assisted with production and design. The modern massive factory was built in the early 1970s, with plans to produce 220,000 cars per year. To accommodate the scale, a city named Tolyatti was built around the factory. At its peak, hundreds of thousands of Avtovaz employees lived here. The company produced models such as the Oka and Sputnik and was very successful. In 2008, Renault acquired 25% of the shares through a deal with the factory, with the value of the shares estimated at around $1 billion. During the boom of the Russian automotive market, the factory expanded to increase production. Currently, with the automation that replaced many jobs, the factory has around 36,000 permanent employees. The Tolyatti factory is capable of producing approximately 500,000 cars per year. There were plans for further expansion after the deal with the Chevrolet brand, but in 2019, Renault bought back the remaining shares and turned Avtovaz into its subsidiary. However, due to the operation in Ukraine in 2022, Renault sold the factory back to the Russian government for just €1. It is unknown whether the Tolyatti factory will continue operating at the same level. Friends, don't hesitate to write comments under the video about what else you would like to learn. I will definitely fulfill your wish. Bye for now.